Hi, Julia. This is Zach. Sorry that you weren't able to make our 11 o'clock meeting, but I figured I'd go ahead and put this presentation together for you anyway. Just wanted to show you I did a little bit of homework and was hoping to determine if there's an alignment between our organizations and if we can provide any sort of value in terms of data research or reconnaissance. So I want to start with, I'll tell you a little bit about me and my background. I've been doing government contracting, consulting for a little over a decade. Worked with a number of businesses that have been successful federal contractors, also companies that are just starting out in the market. And I'm very data driven and analytical. So in my career and my experience, I've been able to work with a lot of contracting officers, procurement analysts, people on the buy side. And so I gained an understanding and an appreciation for the differences between how businesses transacted on a daily basis behind the scenes versus what's demonstrated to the public. Um, in your case, you guys are a very unique case study. I'm going to go ahead and just show you sort of what I saw from doing a cursory review before the call. Something that was interesting to me, in SAM, it says that your business started in 2008, but I saw from your contracting history you had both a GSA schedule back in 97 and a Seaport E, Navy Seaport E contracting vehicle in 2004. So I'm assuming there was an entity before 2008 and maybe there was some sort of transition. I see that with this entity, the 2008 entity, you first registered in SAM in 2010. 2010 is also when you did your phase one of your SIBR. 2011, you were in phase two of your SIBR, and you got a broad agency announcement out of that. And then you entered the 8A program in 2012, began winning 8A sole source contracts. You went to SIBR phase three in 2013, and you also got a single award IDIQ from Research Development Engineering Command with a $10 million ceiling. And then I saw that you got a CETA contract with Aberdeen Proving Ground. That was the first IDIQ that I saw that wasn't for R&D, it was for support. I'm assuming that support probably ran in conjunction with the SIBR program or the project. And then I saw another 8A sole source award with Army Corps of Engineer, R&D. And then your first non-Army IDIQ was with the Navy, Naval Information Warfare back then, SPAR War System Center. And that was as an 8A incubator. And that was interesting. I hadn't seen that before, so just saw it was an 8A incubator contract, and it was for command, control, communication, computer, combat, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, etc. Into 2015, I saw that you guys renewed your Seaport E. You got your second Army Corps of Engineer IDIQ with the Geospatial Center. That was a competitive 8A SATOC, but there were only two offers, so you guys won out of the two that bid, and it had a $10 million ceiling. That was a very interesting contract as well. I saw the description here. Then you got the DEA contract that was an open market competition. There were 9 offers. It was an 8A competition. You guys won it as a single award task order contract with a $157 million ceiling that I think you're still working on now. And that was really impressive. And I went through that contract and just saw the level of involvement you have from a staffing standpoint, what you had to provide, sort of on demand. So very impressive. 17 and 18, you're doing mostly task and delivery orders against those existing vehicles. Then in 2018, there was a DoD-wide multiple award task order contract for responsive strategic sourcing. You guys were one of 260 awardees, so that's obviously a big, multinational contract. And then you renewed your Seaport E Next Generation. 2019, you got a 8A sole source SATOC with Army Corps of Engineer R&D Center with a ceiling of $4 million. Another MATOC in 2019 with Army Research Lab, Aberdeen Proving Ground. That had 8 awardees with a $50 million ceiling. And then I saw that you guys got a schedule in 2019 for engineering, testing, systems design, financial consulting, R&D, strategic planning. But I haven't seen any awards yet on that, so I'm wondering how that's going in terms of monetizing that tool. And, since then, it looks like for the last couple of years, you've just been fulfilling the task orders and delivery orders on your IDIQs. And so based on all that, I went ahead and looked at your awards by year and also how you've been getting your contracts. And I know that, at least from the data that I see, they're mostly delivery orders, obviously, against these indefinite delivery contracts. And quite a bit of them are either not available for competition because of the specialized services that you offer or your 8A status or your other statuses, or they were done with exclusion of sources. And what that typically means is there's not a lot of competition for the specific contracts that you offer. I didn't. Oh, here we go. Let me just pivot table analyze, open the field list. Just want to see the number of offers on average. So yeah, 48 times it was a single offer contract. And then you got these are the delivery orders and the multi-award stuff. But to me, it seems like you've done an amazing job of establishing yourself with, the Army, the Navy, and the DEA, and performing high-level, high-skill work with them. What I found interesting was when I ran a 5-year assessment of your top NAICS and product service codes, which is based on count, right? So 85% of your NAICS codes fall into these 4, and 77% of your PSC codes fall into these 6. When I ran a 5-year look back on that, even with the success you've had with those agencies, Army was 3rd in terms of total spend, Navy was 10th, and DEA was 32nd. So even though they represented almost a $10 billion ceiling over that 5-year period, there's actually a total of about $50 billion available, to everybody, obviously. But the idea is there's other agencies and other commands that, with your track record and past performance, I feel like it's simply a brand awareness campaign going out to these other entities, these other installations, commands, etc., making them aware of the unique services and the track record that you have, and just basically repeating what you've already done. So that's it in a nutshell. That's what I saw from the preliminary assessment I did this morning. I would love to have a conversation with you about how we might be able to help increase your brand awareness throughout the federal government, throughout the civilian agencies that may be interested in your services, possibly other DoD agencies. But very excited to potentially talk with you and see if there's any sort of value we can bring in helping you expand your reach in the federal market. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you in the future. I'll put a link to my calendar in the email that accompanies this video in case you want to reschedule our appointment and connect. Thank you so much.